Welcome, wanderers, to our humble abode. We are in Durango, Colorado today. Let me go ahead and close that, and I'll share this room with you. Let's start with this. One, Durango is a weird room. And stay tuned for the whole video because we're going to probably talk a little bit about downtown, how close walking things are, not our entire vacation, just things you want to know about the room you're staying in. First of all, what I mean by it's a weird room is the shape of it is funny for a Wyndham. And that gave me some anxiety when booking it. I didn't know, is my wife going to like this place? It's fine, y'all. It's fine. One thing I don't like, we'll start with something I don't like, is right behind here. This is one of those rooms similar to Daytona Beach. However, there's no option here. They're all like this. Your window looks at a hallway. We do have the hot tubs right there. Across from us, we're on the 4th floor, the hot tubs. Really nice addition. It was nice being close. We did enjoy that. But your main window does look out to a hallway. I'm not a big fan of that. It is what it is. So this is a hotel that wasn't originally a Wyndham property that they've converted to a Wyndham. So do keep that in mind. They'll tell you there's only 1 bedrooms, but there are adjoining rooms, as you can see. So if you needed 2 bedrooms, you could probably make that work. A little trick, I always put something in front of those doors. Yes, so try to come through that door, it's still gonna push open. It's gonna be a lot more difficult, make a lot more noise and wake me up. So something I like to do. Here's another weird thing I'm not a big fan of, is this is where your living room TV is. This is where your couch is. That's where your chair is. It's pretty small, that chair. And this couch is angled that way. It's just a bad setup because the room's kind of a pie wedge shape. I don't watch much living room TV, but if that's what you do on your vacation, I consider to watch movies or whatnot. Not the best place for you.
Hold on, before we go too far,
yes.
Right off.
Oh, you do have a little table.
You have a little table which seats 4. This room sleeps 4. There is a sleeper sofa right over there. This is a great little dining set. It'll easily seat 4. It's not like the Towers on the Grove location, which said it slept 4 and seated 4, or even possibly 6, but it really only seated 2.
Yeah, you can sleep 4 there if you really wanted to feel like you're in a homeless camp. But yes, this does sleep 4. You can certainly double it. My wife talk about the kitchen because it's a little bit small, but she seems to like it.
Yeah, so when you stay at some of the studio units or suite units at various properties, your kitchen isn't necessarily a full kitchen. This one is a full kitchen and not a partial. You do have a full-size refrigerator, you have a full-size dishwasher, full-size stove, and microwave. Wyndham also didn't skimp. They went with all really nice GE appliances all the way through. I'm pretty sure that this property has probably had an update or an upgrade within the last year or so. Something that was kind of weird, I couldn't find skillets to be able to cook the other day, and it turns out that the skillets were up here above the refrigerator and freezer. Now again, I am over 6 foot tall. My husband is over 6 foot as well. So it's not a problem for us to get skillets that are up there. But when your stove is over there and your skillets are up there, initially I thought, oh, they didn't give us any skillets. So that's a little bit of an odd layout, but that's okay. You do have all your standard items. You have your toaster. You also have your coffee maker. You do not happen to have blenders in this unit. However, down at the main front desk, when we met with them yesterday, they said, we have blenders for you to be able to check out, in addition to crock pots and some other appliances. So you simply need to call down and ask. They even had various spice blends that we were able to sample and taste, and they gave us some spices to be able to cook with. So that was a really nice perk that this property has that has not been shown at other properties. And this might be kind of odd, but this corner lamp, which kind of like spreads out almost like a hand, this offers amazing light in this unit. And something that I've kind of noticed is when that light in the corner isn't on, it is pretty dark in here. So don't hesitate to turn it on. Like we said, this is a sleeper sofa. So this is a queen size bed, and then the coffee table easily moves.
Yeah,
so your closet is also your pantry / utility in here. So we have our travel fridge in the bottom that is not standard to the room. And this is also where you hang your clothes. So just know this used to be a hotel, so it's not going to be set up to be as functional for the traveling.
No, it is a little awkward setup. That brings us to more awkward stuff. The bathroom really good lighting. It is a single sink. And again, guys, it's not like we got the suite and you can get something bigger. This is what's here, okay? 1 bedroom units in Durango. This is what you get.
And all the units are the same.
Yes.
None of them are different. No matter what you book, no matter the point cost, they are all the same.
There is a premium unit, and all that means is you're on the 4th floor, I believe, close to the hot tubs. We didn't book that. We got that anyway. So just, if you want to be close to hot tubs, you can pay some extra points. If you don't mind taking an elevator, don't worry about it. But the sink is functional. I mean, there's not a lot of storage up here. This is kind of a tight area, unlike most of the bathrooms. You can't spread out as much as you normally would. And then you come in here and you have a shower toilet combo. Shower's not bad. My wife was getting these, as you can see, at 6'2". I can get the job done. I do wish this was a few inches taller. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. So it works.
Something that is nice is that it is a step-in lip. It's not a super high one. So, and again, there are no tubs here. So if you're hoping on a tub, you're going to be missing out.
Yeah.
So it is easy to step in. Something that I also like is that they have grab bars right over there, as well as a shower bench here in the unit. So that's kind of a nice perk.
A little bit mobility challenge. It's definitely going to help. And then we're coming on into the master bedroom. So again, good functional bedroom. You do have a bureau. What I miss is a dresser. I like a dresser. This is part
And
of my
yeah,
habit.
and we've been kind of living here for a couple of days. So just know this is also your closet where they are keeping the bedding. You do have some pull-out drawers to be able to store your clothes. We are finding that we are using quite a bit of space to just be able to store some of our other stuff around the room.
One thing I do want to point out is you'll notice we have not shown you where the laundry is in here. That's because there is no laundry in your room. The resort does have free laundry service that you can use. I mean, you still have to do your own laundry. It's not a laundry service, but like nice machines like a laundromat style, but they're free, they're not pay. So you can get laundry done, but it's not near as convenient as being in your room. The reason I like a dresser is that's where I put my stuff. Can't do that now, so that's kind of a pain. TV works really good. I do like that stuff. Bed's good and comfortable like you'd expect. Plenty of plugins.
So yeah, and to kind of point out some other things here, the lamps here all have like outlets as well as USB ports. This property happens to have something kind of interesting, which is a noise machine, which is, you can't really see it very well, but it's down on the floor, and you simply just turn it on and adjust it. So that's pretty cool.
I did. You probably noticed the sign there. I don't think you've seen her, but yes, we do have our service animal with us. He's always close by. It is not a pet resort. Service animals are allowed. I figured it was going to be really loud here when I saw the noise machine. I'm like, oh, it's supposed to be a loud property. It's not. You know, I have to come from San Antonio. San Antonio Riverwalk's really loud at night, right? It doesn't bother me, but it does some. I fear this place, but no, it's really quiet. You do get a little balcony. I'll show you a little balcony here. It's nothing large, right? But I do find it very, very nice. It's a very comfortable spot to come out and hang out. We do have a mountain view over here, and you'll also notice the trains right there. So that's going to be the next thing I want to talk about really quick, is when you come to Durango.
Also, across the street, just to kind of talk really quick, there is a Best Western Plus that is directly across the street right there. You can kind of see the other rooms, people walking. Wyndham does share the pool with them and the hot tub. So while this property does not have a pool, you are able to go across over there and use their pool and hot tub. All their pools open and close from 9 to 9, as well as the front desk.
Yes.
So if you need something after 9 o'clock, you're not going to get it until 9 o'clock the very next morning. So just, that's a quirk of this property. It's a smaller property.
So the whole focus of our videos has always been to tell you about the room, not to tell you about our vacation. You're making your own. You don't need ours, right? But I figure when I look at places to stay, I like to see a video, I like to read some reviews, helps me to figure out where I'm going. Well, one thing we've left out in our effort to not be like, hey, we want to make videos about our vacation, we haven't really told you about things to do. And we needed to get a little bit into that because I think it does make a difference on your room location. So I pointed out the train cars right there. If you are coming here and one of the things that you want to do is you want to ride the narrow gauge railroad that goes up through the mountains, it's supposed to be really beautiful. We haven't done it, we're doing it later this week. You can walk there from here. And you don't have to, so when you book your tickets, don't book the parking pass. Leave your car here. It's literally right across the way, maybe 90 yards, right? So park here, walk there, fine. So you can do that. That's really easy. My wife likes to take morning walks with the service animal, and she can tell you some of the things she's seen close by in town for food and drink. What do you got?
Yeah, there is quite a few coffee shops. The main street is maybe about a mile long. It's not terribly long, but it's a fair distance. There's lots of local coffee shops, different breweries and bars and restaurants. Everything is within walking distance of this property. So if that is something that you're wondering about, like, hey, do I need to Uber or pay for a taxi? Nope. If you have the ability to walk, you should be able to walk to the various restaurants and locations. Colorado, down here, there's the I think it's the Stratford Hotel. Yeah, there's a lot of history here. And then some other things that I've noticed just kind of on the morning walks the last couple of days, there isn't a market within walking distance. So if you're needing groceries and items like that, do plan on driving or using a delivery service such as like DoorDash or Instacart to get those if you don't have a vehicle with you.
And like a lot of places in Colorado, very artsy when you go downtown. My wife even found a mural of the great Jack Dempsey, so I'm gonna go check that out later. So there's really cool stuff to see. So it's a very walkable property, which a lot of Wyndhams aren't. And that's why we wanted to point that out. There's a lot of Wyndhams that if you go to, there's nothing within walking distance. And that makes a difference on your stay, right? So here, feel free to take that morning walk or even go walk down for lunch. There's a hoppin' Mexican joint right across the way you can go to. It's playing live music.
I don't even know if we can see it from here.
I can't remember what it's called. I don't want to get the name wrong.
Yeah, but it's right around the corner.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of neat stuff right here. Now as far as things to do, there's some national parks close by, but you will need a car for that. You are going to have to drive about an hour to some of those things. If you want to get into some of the famous alpine loop trails, you're going to have to drive to those too. Those aren't right next door. So some of those things will take a vehicle that are out and around. But if you just want to spend time in Durango or go down and check the breweries and not have to have a DD, you can do that here with walking distance, which is awesome because that's not always typical. Anything else you want to add, dear?
No, I would say that's it. So this has been kind of a fun little property that we're at. We are definitely enjoying it. We'll probably be back. We enjoy off-roading and national parks and the outdoors, in addition to some of the other places that you all have traveled with us. So yeah, that's about it.
Mesa Verde would be the
Mesa Verde National Park is the one that's 45 minutes from here.
Great sand dunes.
Yeah,
a little farther.
Yep. So we'll also kind of check in here in a little bit. Our next film that you'll see is at Pagosa Springs. That'll be the next one. And Pagosa Springs is about 2 hours from Great Sand Dunes National Park. So we're going to kind of check that one out
about an hour from
as well.
So they're only about an hour
So
apart.
Pagosa is an hour from here.
Yes.
Not that national park.
So that national park is 3 hours from here. So we're doing Mesa Verde close to here, and then Great Sand Dunes because it's closer to Pagosa. Check those two off the bucket list. Unless you have anything else, dear.
Nope, that's it. So thank you for wandering with us.
I'll let her get that alliteration, and we'll see y'all next time.